go into our third J name. We have a good friend of mine, fellow Canadian, gorgeous man, I love him to death, Josh Solomon.
Hey. So, that was John Luke. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just kidding. That was great. If you thought there was a dearth of sort of pop culturally obsessive, sort of awkwardly Jewish, self-deprecating humor on campus, well, you're in luck, because I'm filling that void. So anyway, so I wasn't here. I was working on a political campaign. There were just a lot of things I miss about Vassar, and I miss a lot of the passion that people have about various things. You know, all the theater people, and I'm kind of in student theater, but all the student theater people, they just live and they breathe theater. And the a cappella people, you know, they just love to sing, singing with so much feeling and passion. And then for, you know, everyone else, there's political correctness. It's really intimidating because I'm a straight single male, and there's just a lot of absolutely beautiful and interesting women on this campus, and I just don't know what to do. You know, a lot of them, you know, they're not looking for relationships, or they're not ready to date right now. They're too busy with other things. So, you know, I have friends who are like, you know what, you should just go to parties and hook up. And I'm like, you know, okay, so I've tried it. I've tried it, and I've discovered that my drunk game is worse than my sober game. I'll sort of be there, you know, loudly talking about our class that we have together. Or making worse jokes, and most of the time it's really just me contemplating how I'm going to ask you to grind on me. Because it just seems really nice rhythmically moving your buttocks against my crotch. It seems like a lot of fun. I just don't know how to get there, though. I don't know how to ask it without, you know, the music's too loud, and I just don't know what I'm doing. And then, you know, I'll walk away discouraged, and then 2 minutes later, I'll see, you know, this girl that, like, I think is very attractive, dancing with this guy who, like, you know, breathes edgy cool, and he's just so cool and edgy. I just don't know what to do. So I discovered my new technique, which is I'm going to emphasize the Play-Doh that I have in my room. No, seriously, I have Play-Doh in my room. There's pink, orange, green, and red. Procrastination tool. It's fun. Anyway, so I have Roman Zula as my weight training professor. I don't know, professor. He's kind of an instructor. Professor seems a little formal for a physical education class. So anyway, so, you know, the thing is, he doesn't just send me emails. I've kind of become his favorite for whatever reason in the class, which is just kind of awkward, because there have been times where he's inserted me into situations that I'm just not comfortable with. For example, like, there was this pregnant woman working out at the gym while I was there for weight training. And then he sort of stops, and he's, like, awkwardly trying to make conversation with the pregnant woman, being like, I think something's about to happen. Lifting the weights and like not paying attention. And then he says, luckily, Josh Solomon is here. And I'm like, I don't know how to deliver a baby. I'm not a certified gynecologist or anything. And then like other times he slaps me on the ass when I tell him to have a good weekend. I'd prefer to send me an email personally. I feel like that gets it over with. You guys ever heard that, you know, remember the old Folgers slogan? You know, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup? Mm-hmm. Well, waking up sucks. It's kind of like being my best breakdancing move. It's called the Stylin' Jew, and it's modeled after Dan Sovol. Now I'm going to go on to talk about the fact that there was a third Big Mama's House movie. And it was called Big Mama's Like Father, Like Son. And, you know, I'm wondering why they're making a third Big Mama's House movie. But the thing is, the subtitle just seems a little too formal. wouldn't it be Big Mama's like Papa, like son? That just makes more sense. It fits with the whole, ending in A thing. But no, they didn't go with that. Started me thinking about other sequel titles that just, boggle my mind. There's Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life. There are 2 colons in that shit. And then they made 3 sequels to Final Destination. I thought the first one was the final one. Now it's on to my masturbation material. Obviously this is the cream of my material. I'm just kidding. So they used to have this sort of 5th grade sex education thing at my school, and they just sort of they talked about anatomy and the basic parts and everything. But I was on a totally different wavelength. So they opened it up to the Q&A session, and they asked us to write questions on cards, and then we'd hand it in, and then they read the question out. And my question was, is it too early to masturbate? I thought that was a legitimate question, but it was not. The school that I went to was Verde Elementary, which is Spanish for green, and the PE teacher who read the question, his name was Mr. Green, and he was not very happy. I can still see his face, and I'm scarred for life. Yeah, now I'm a sexual deviant. I'm just kidding. I just scream out trees and marijuana during sex. I think of green things. The last thing is, I found out about this computerized 20 questions game in my cognitive science class, where you try to stump the computer about having it think of something within 20 questions. And I thought, I'm competitive. I just want to beat this computer. So I wanted to think of a dirty word. Dirty word, it's not going to guess a dirty word. So I said clitoris, because I'm a Vassar student, obviously a medical term. That's the way to go with this. Keeping it classy. And it just came out with some of the weirdest fucking questions. And it was just not on the right track at all. The first question was, is it larger than a pound of butter? Who sets that as the standard? I don't know. And then I answered no, because I generally. That seems fair. And then the second one was, does it have vitamin C? I don't know how to respond to that. It just seems so irrelevant to what I'm dealing with. And so I answered, no again. And then it just keeps going with even crazier questions. Can it be harvested? I'm talking about a fucking pumpkin here. It is exactly right. The fourth question was a little bit better, though. It's could you buy and sell this? And I'm thinking, I know some people in this industry. Sometimes. But it finally guessed, and it guessed Wiener Schnitzel. It's kind of the exact opposite of what I was looking for. No, that was it for me. Next up.